All right, so it's Sunday, March 18th, and we're changing things up here on the site, mostly for me because I didn't realize, I know that I'm much more of a talker than a writer. So I'm probably going to try more video blogging versus writing, just because I'm more of a talker than a writer. I'm going to keep them under about 5 minutes, and I think that's the way I'm going to be able to get my thoughts out better. The writing kind of makes me think about. I also don't like looking right at the camera, so I'll probably be looking all over the place. I realize that the writing kind of. I've been thinking about a lot of stuff I want to post, but I don't want to write it out just because it feels kind of like a chore. So this is less of a chore, easier for me to sit down and talk. And I don't know why I'm really explaining myself because it's for me anyway. Last 2 weeks have been all right. This week I had my first road trip, which was a little bit tough. It was tough to hear that Marcy was having a hard time, and makes me think that traveling is going to be tough moving forward. But it's what I have to do. I did notice at work I had a bit of a short fuse at times, and I get pissed at work, and then I think to myself, why are these people doing this to me? Don't they know what happened to me? And then I realize, I can't use that as a crutch the rest of my life. I'm going to have to, you know, just move on. Yeah, it's been tough. I mean, I definitely think about it less, and I'm not sure if it's a good or a bad thing, but it just is. Um, but less about my feelings. What I want to do here is also, my hope is that at some point, somebody else will get to this site and might use it as support or ideas or help. And so I'm going to try and in every post come up with one thing that I'm doing now to help me cope. And that thing is actually thanks to a couple that we met in a support group and had coffee with them a week ago today. Was my biggest concern was, us getting pregnant with Austin being our first child. I'm worried about getting pregnant again. And even just talking to Marcy last night, I realized that I was putting pressure on her because I was talking about it so much, and I didn't even realize that, and I felt bad. And what was happening is I was talking about, if we start trying again in July or August, and next thing I know, I would have talked about it for 25, 30 minutes, talking about which is a better month, when should we try, July, we'll have a work trip, we got to work around this, and I would start spinning my wheels, only to realize we're in the middle of March, and that's still 4 months, 3 months off. And no matter how much talking, planning, or discussing we do about it, it's not going to change the fact that it's still 3.5 months off. So what I'm doing now is I'm kind of chunking up my life, and that's been really helpful. Looking at the future couple of weeks, we have Easter coming up, and then we have Mother's Day, and then we have Father's Day, and those are all going to be tough days. But the nice thing is they're all spaced out about 4.5, 5 weeks, and so Jim was kind of the one who gave me this idea to chunk it up. That right now I'm focused on looking through and getting through to Easter. Once I do that, I'm going to look to get to and get through Mother's Day. Once I do that, I'm going to look to get through and get to Father's Day. And then once I do that, we're middle of June. And so looking at it that way, it's like, well, that's how I get to middle of June. And then once we're middle of June, we're pretty much at the point where we can start trying again, or we're really, really close. And so then it probably makes a little more sense to talk about it a little bit more. But that's what I'm really focused on now. Is kind of chunking up my life. And I'm even chunking up, weeks and days, but just kind of as I look to the future, trying to chunk it up has made me feel a lot better. And so right now, I look at it. I have 2 weeks until the week of Easter, and that week Marcy's on spring break. We have our next 6-week appointment with our OB, and hopefully at that point, you know, that's Easter, and then it's on to Mother's Day. And so I think if I can get from here to Easter, I'm in a good spot. So that's about it that I have right now. Yeah. Besides that, we're kind of slowly slugging along. I still feel sad when things end. I used to have that when people would remember my cousin Nadine used to come, and she'd come for the summer. I'd get so sad when she left, and then I'd have friends over. We have a big weekend we're looking forward to, and I'd be so sad when it was over. And I'd kind of gotten away from that in the last couple of years, realizing that there's always more good times ahead. And now I'm kind of feeling that with IU basketball, it's been a great season, but it's it's about to end, and it's going to be sad when it ends. And there's always this feeling of melancholy now that I'm not so much looking to the future. I'm sad when things end, and I know why that is, but I just have to kind of work through that again, because I want to be in a place where I'm more excited about the future and less sad about what's over with, because there is going to be better times ahead. I just got to find them. So that's all I got for now. Until next time, blue skies, green lights.